All right, court is going into recess now for lunch, and you have been listening to Sean Hopkins, who was this school counselor at Oxford High School, who interacted with the shooter the day of the shooting and actually several times before that. We'll go through the timeline when you pick back up with us at 12:30 today. We'll have some of the testimony from previous on in the morning and talk about some of the points at play here. But we're going to take you now to Local 4 News at noon so you can get the latest from court. I'll see you back here at 12:30.
So you couldn't see exactly some of the words that were being used, and the jury, in her opinion, may take these texts out of context. But Jennifer Crumbley stood up and said, hey, I want every word that I wrote in Facebook Messenger to be admitted at my trial, and that's exactly what happened. Here's Jennifer Crumbley.
Is it your decision to allow those Facebook messages to be admitted in the court without redaction?
Yes.
And you and I have talked about the pros and cons of redacting those exhibits.
Correct.
And at this time, you understand they will be admitted without any redactions.
I do.
All right, so here's why this is important, because in the months and days leading up to the shooting, Jennifer Crumbley was texting or Facebook messaging Kira Pennick, who cared for her horses. And a lot of testimony today from Pennick that some of the messages talked about the shooter. Jennifer Crumbley referring to him as weird, saying that he was an oopsie baby, referring to that he was not planned and that he could not be alone by himself. At the same time, Kira Pennick then noticed that she was shown the violent drawings that the shooter drew on his math work sheet the day of the shooting. So she sent that to Kira Pennick, and then the shooting happened, and Pennick says she automatically knew it was Jennifer Crumbley's son. On cross-examination, however, she said if she had concerns about the son that were that extreme, since she knew that he was apparently the shooter, she would have gone to authorities, and she did not. So much more happening today. The school counselor who saw that worksheet, guys, the day of the shooting, is on the stand right now. We want to know what he knew and what he did after seeing that worksheet. Back to you.
And if you would like to listen in, you can right now. The entire trial is on Local 4 Plus. We are streaming it daily for you. Also on clickondetroit.com as well.
Also happening this hour, we have a lot of questions into Canton Police as it investigates a homicide.
Well, it's a deadly discovery that was made around 1 o'clock this morning along Coppernick Road. Victor Williams joins us now live with what he's learned so far.
Yeah, Rhonda and Jason, you know, that body is still on the ground as we speak. It's right over there under a yellow tarp. Now, we're not going to show too much of it to be respectable to the family of the deceased and the deceased. But police aren't saying much other than the fact that they found it near a car right here on Coppernick Road. There's no telling how this person died. Right now, police are only calling it a death investigation. They aren't saying if this person is a resident of this neighborhood. All of that is still under investigation as well. Now, we did speak to one woman who's been here in this area for over 35 years, and she says nothing like this has ever happened.
It's just a real quiet community, and it's a great subdivision. Just a great subdivision. Everybody looks out for each other. We really do. Yeah, we always have. So, yeah, tragedy, terrible tragedy.
Absolutely. Now, once again, this does remain under investigation, but we are hoping to learn more from police. Coming up tonight at 6 p.m., we'll have more on what residents have to say about this unusual situation. In Canton, Victor Williams, Local 4.
All right, Victor, we'll see you a little later today. A man from Newport is dead after he was hit by two vehicles while walking on a road in Monroe County. Police say Roy Tobin was hit by a semi on Monroe Street in Frenchtown Township. After 2 o'clock this morning, he was hit again by a Ford Mustang and was pronounced dead at the scene. As that investigation continues, police say alcohol not a factor in the crash.
And we do want to switch gears and talk to Ashley about the forecast. And I think all of us could collectively use a little sunshine around here, Ash. Yeah, and we might have to be a little more patient before that sunshine rolls in, but at least we have a stretch of above average temperatures. But we do have a little hiccup in the forecast, and that'll arrive tomorrow in the form of some wet snow and a wintry mix. And so that'll probably have an impact on the later morning commute and taking us into midday. However, we will turn a little breezier midweek as some warmer temperatures will return. So clouds and radar, I'm showing you more of a broad view here, just north of the UP coming out of Canada there. And that's where we have some snow developing over the lake. This will continue to develop as it sinks farther to the south. It's a clipper system, so it'll be moving into our region come tomorrow morning, bringing with it the wet snow. We're hovering right around the freezing mark still, so temperatures have been pretty steady throughout the morning, even into the lunch hour. 33 at Metro Airport, 32 in Ann Arbor, same in Lapeer, 33 in Monroe, and we have a light westerly breeze out there. So throughout the rest of the afternoon, if we're lucky, we might get a little push in these temperatures to the low 40s, but I think a lot of folks will probably end up topping out right in the 30s with some cloudy skies. So once again, we have some showers and some snow that'll be rolling in. We're going to time that out for you coming up in just a few minutes. All right, Ashley, so many mixed emotions still for Lions fans and, of course, the organization and the players.
Oh, boy, the run for a Super Bowl, which seemed
so
imminent
real
at halftime, ends in Santa Clara with one of the best seasons we've seen from the Lions in 30-plus years.
Absolutely.
They dominated the first half with 2 touchdowns. Three, actually. They ended the first half up 24-7, but an avalanche of mistakes and bad bounces in the third allowed San Francisco to tie this up in a matter of no time. This was the craziest play of the game. Almost an interception, bounces off a Lions helmet and up in the air. San Francisco grabs it. Before they knew it, it was 24-all, and the Lions suddenly gave up the lead, and they were down by 10. They end up losing this 34-31, just an ultimate heartbreaker, and many fans questioning Dan Campbell's decisions to go for it on 2 questionable 4th down plays in the second half.
I don't regret those decisions, and that's hard. You know, it's hard because, we didn't come through. It wasn't able to work out, but I don't. And I understand the scrutiny I'll get. That's part of the gig, man. But, we just didn't work out. It's a team that, they've done it, they lived it, and they made the plays. So credit to them. I'm really proud of all these guys. I am. And it's hard when you lose that way.
It certainly is hard on everybody, but it's been a great season leading up until that culmination, 1 game shy of the Super Bowl. We are all still in with the Lions. Help us celebrate the season by uploading your best photos and videos to My Picks on clickondetroit.com, and make sure you add a congratulatory message for the Detroit Lions as well.
If anybody can handle that criticism and still stick to their guns, it's Dan Campbell.
Oh, it certainly is. Absolutely. He's a great leader for that team. He helped drive them there, and he'll be back next year to do it again, only maybe one step further.
Gosh, we hope.
Well, 2023 tax season starts today with some changes.
We're just full of good news here.
Yeah.
You could get more cash back, though. We'll tell you how and what to watch for when you start filing. And it's never too late for a legend to get her time on the Grammy stage. The big name that's blowing in the wind at the awards when we come back. And a Hawaii state bill could keep former President Donald Trump off its ballot in 2024, for the primary at least. The Democrat-sponsored bill does not explicitly name the former president. However, it would stop Hawaii's Electoral College from voting for a candidate who violated the insurrection clause of the Constitution. Trump is now encountering ballot challenges in more than 30 states.
A deal to acquire Spirit Airlines may be falling apart for JetBlue Airlines. It comes after a federal judge blocked the $3.8 billion deal. Both companies said they would appeal the decision, but JetBlue says the deal could be terminated this week if certain conditions are not met. Spirit disagrees with JetBlue's decision, saying there is no basis for terminating the deal.
The IRS now accepting tax returns for 2023, and there are some changes you should know about. For starters, there's a roughly 7% increase in the federal income brackets. It expands the amount of taxable income you can have in each bracket, a change made because of inflation. The standard deduction increased nearly $2,000 to $27,700 for married couples filing jointly. And if you bought an electric vehicle last year or made energy improvements to your home, you could be in line for some tax breaks there. For the first time in her legendary career, 80-year-old singer-songwriter Joni Mitchell will perform at the Grammy Awards.
What an honor. She is joining quite a diverse lineup. Dua Lipa, Olivia Rodrigo, Travis Scott, U2, and many more. Mitchell was nominated for Best Folk Album. Her live album documents her surprise return to the stage after 20 years away. The 9-time Grammy winner is best known for 1970s hits such as Big Yellow Taxi, Blue, Amelia, and Woodstock.